Hi everyone, my name is Michaela, and a little bit of background information about myself about why I became interested in opioids and drug overdose, as well as the use of naloxone, which is the brand name Narcan, is because in 2016 my sister got severely burned and got addicted to opioid drugs, and I had to watch her withdraw from them and go through that whole process. And then in 2018 I became an EMT. My inquiry was about the availability of naloxone, and it proposed two solutions, but I'm going to focus on one of them, which was rehab. I focused my poster, which can be online or paper, on the death rates that have been occurring in our world as Americans. Doctors are prescribing opioids, which is a highly addictive painkiller, mainly after surgeries or really bad painful accidents like burns. Doctors will prescribe naloxone with these prescription opioids to hopefully prevent their patients from overdosing, and eventually these prescriptions become way too expensive and people cannot afford them anymore, so they rely on the cheaper illegal street drug heroin. Most articles and opioid events rely on the use of Narcan. This is where they have classes and they teach people how to use Narcan. And I don't see this as a solution for people. I just see it as them enabling people to still continue to use opioids. I want people to pay attention to the number of deaths that are occurring. Anyone can start the use of opioids, and they should be choosing other non-addictive painkiller drugs such as Tylenol. My poster is meant for everyone, those addicted who need help and those who may come in contact with the thought of possibly having to take opioids. I laid my poster out the way that I did, starting off with my title. I colored it red because it signifies blood, and it has a shadow presented behind it so that the letters can represent people's lives being in the shadows. I used two images, one being a man in the background holding a needle and another picture showing that opioids can come in different forms like pills, powder, and liquefied to be put into a syringe. The background image is blurred and has a layer of texture above it. People can relate to that picture and it adds in pathos. But I do not want that image to be the center of attention. The picture that has pills, a filled needle, and powder is the image that I want people to see. I want people to pay attention to this image because the drugs do have other forms as well than just these pills. I will be using a lot of logos with facts of death rates and numbers. This is the main reason for my poster. The author's name is in parentheses under the statistics because those are not my numbers. These statistics are in white because they need to stand out and be seen up against the dark background image. Some words and numbers are in bold compared to others. This is because those numbers and words need to stand out and be seen. My citations are there, like I said before, but I also have one below one of my images, and I just have them smaller so that they don't take away from my message or my images. My solution of a treatment center is also given on the bottom of the page as a tear-off number and a help message. The help message is there so that those who would like help can see that and they can call the hotline, or they can go to the Samaritan Crisis Center's website by opening up their camera and using the QR code. The numbers at the bottom of the poster are going to be labeled life because it's your life and you should choose life over opioids. This is an existing phone number and it is attached to a real organization. The organization is called the Samaritan Crisis Care Center and it is located in Montgomery County. The name of the organization is presented above these pull-off tabs with the number. I chose the color white again because the background image is so dark and the letters need to be seen. The color white, I also think in this perspective, represents hope and more the presence of life rather than a dark color. I also made the word help in a bright yellow so that it can stand out and be seen. Opioid addiction can start so easily, and just people do not realize this. This is all over the world, not just in Montgomery County or Ohio or even just in America. Naloxone is enabling people to continue to abuse the opioids, and new information needs to be presented, just like this poster that I had created. So thank you everyone for listening. I hope you have learned something new and maybe rethink the use of opioids and try to save your own life, if not someone else's.